Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review On Swift Horses, and this is a new period drama from director Daniel Minahan and from writer Bryce Cass, based off of the novel from Shannon Pufall. And this film focuses on the story of Muriel and her husband Lee are about to begin a bright new life, which is upended by the arrival of Lee's brother. Muriel embarks on a secret life, gambling on racehorses and discovering a love she never thought possible. And this film is really one of those period stories of the 50s and 60s where it's like you have this perfect suburban kind of life, but underneath the surface there's truth, secrets that are just boiling underneath. And this film, I think, really hits the period setting well. How it really maximizes costuming and makeup and all those kinds of things. The technical aspects really work. There's a warmth to how this film is shot. Mark Orton, who's the composer, does a good job of incorporating the music. Luc Montpellier, who is the cinematographer, brings some interesting choices in terms of the camera work and some certain shots, and it feels very rich and textured in terms of the film and the visuals of it. So those add some extra layers to the experience. This film feels very telegraphed from a story perspective. You kind of see where this is going and how this is all going to be wrapping up. And it doesn't exactly do it in the most interesting or most dynamic of ways. And there might not dig as deep in terms of some of the lust and love that's going on between some of these characters. But I think it's very serviceable and effective how this film explores this parallel journey between Muriel, played by Daisy Edgar-Jones, and her brother-in-law, Julius, played by Jacob Elordi. You have Will Poulter, who plays Muriel's husband Lee. And you have this dual story because both Julius and Muriel have gambling issues. They give in to these vices that bring them excitement in life and this sense of danger out from the mundane, just living in this suburbia. You have their sexuality as Julius is exploring his love for other men. He connects with Henry, played by Diego Calva, and they get up to shenanigans in terms of gambling, which causes a lot of problems and puts tension on their relationship. And then you have Muriel, who is in love with women and has to hide that. And begins this relationship with Sasha Cale's character, Sandra. And you have these parallel stories between Muriel and Julius because they're both closeted. They're both hiding their love for the same sex and having these gambling issues, all while Lee is off at war or off at work and oblivious to these elements of his family, his wife and his brother. And this connection between Muriel and Julius is interesting, and how they have conflict but really have a lot in common and are going through similar journeys. And I really love the performances. I think Edgar-Jones and Elordi give really fine performances here. Poulter, Calva, and Cale are all great in their supporting roles in this film. I think Edgar-Jones in particular, I think, gives a fantastic performance as she tries to navigate these pent-up emotions. There's one scene where she goes to this secret gay bar, and you could feel the weight just pressing on her as she's finally going to have that release and kiss this woman, and something happens and it breaks that tension. And there's just so much that's boiling up underneath the surface in Edgar-Jones's performance. She's an incredible actor, and she really anchors this film a lot, and I think Elordi does a really fine job too. This film deals with a lot of secrets and forbidden love and the vices that we put upon ourselves when we are struggling and when we are stressed and, you know, hiding these things about ourselves and the ways that we put these challenges on ourselves and put us in not great places. This film really navigates those things in an interesting way. Even though it's like, it's pretty similar to other stories, but how this navigates that like dark undercurrent under this pristine suburbia of this era of American society just really hits well in this film. It's well directed. It has some impactful themes. It has really strong performances, and overall offers a very engaging experience. But those are my thoughts on Swift Horses. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.